Midway Arcade Treasures is one of the most memorable compilation series I have ever played. The first Midway Arcade Treasures game is the number 2 that I played on the PlayStation 2 during the end of 2014. What I meant is one day before Christmas. A few months later in 2015, I finally played Midway Arcade Treasures 1 and 3, and with a multi-tap. So yeah. So, now that I played all 3 MAT games, short term of Midway Arcade Treasures, let's get into all 3 masterpieces of all old school video gaming memories. Fuck yeah. Talk about gamegasm. Alright, the Midway Arcade Treasures conspiracy has started back in November 17th, 2003 on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and the original fucking Xbox. Oh yeah, don't forget about the PC as well. Let's focus on the first release. Midway Arcade Treasures 1 contains all 24 games emulated from the original PCBs. The compilation plays similarly on all 3 consoles. However, the Xbox version has an extra ability to upload scores to an online scoreboard. The special features on each version of the game are the same. These include games histories, developer interviews, and other documents. This compilation is a combination of the games included in Williams Arcade Greatest Hits, Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits, Atari Collection number 2, and Midway Arcade Party Pack for the original PlayStation and PC, and each contain exactly the same extras from those collections. Additionally, there are 11 more games included that are not found in those collections. Well, yeah, how exclusively a great deal. So, while the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 versions can be played on the earliest models of the Wii and PlayStation 3 due to their backwards compatibility, respectively, the Xbox version is not Xbox 360 compatible. Okay, I am not mad at Microsoft, but what the fuck? Why the fuck can you let people to play MAT 1 on the Xbox 360? That's not fair. Okay, let's just move on. In other words, some games were picked as early as 1980 with Defender, and some were late as 1990 with Rampart and Smash TV. On the next is Midway Arcade Treasures 2, the first MAT game I played on the PS2, like I said.
MAT 2!
Also released on the GameCube and Xbox back in October 11th, 2004. This compilation includes 20 games that were not in the 2003 release of Midway Arcade Treasures. Unlike the previous game, it was rated M instead of T, because we have Mortal Kombat 2, 3, and NARC. The game plays similar on all 3 consoles, though the Xbox version has the exclusive ability to upload scores to an online scoreboard once again. However, the Xbox version is not compatible with the Xbox 360. Oh, not again with this! This is some bullshit decision that Microsoft has ever developed in any of the development of Xbox 360. Okay, the special features on each version of the game are the same. These include game histories, developer interviews, and other documents. So this collection is the only Arcade Classics compilation title on the 6th generation consoles to be rated M. Yeah, I have said that already. So Primal Rage was T-rated because it was released back in 1995 on the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the fucking 32X. And Rampage World Tour is also featured as a bonus game in Rampage Total Destruction on the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and the Wii. Yeah, Rampage Total Destruction was rated E10. So yeah. The compilation was planned to include all 3 Mortal Kombat titles, Steel, Talons, and Stun Runner. The first Mortal Kombat game was moved to the Extras disc in limited edition version of Mortal Kombat Deception, while the other 2 games were omitted entirely because of developmental problems. Cosmic Cruiser and Wacko were added instead. These games are that I'm not hype in for that shit. The games were released as early as 1980 with Wizard of War, and as late as 1997 with Rampage World Tour. Even though I have Rampage World Tour on the original PlayStation. but still. Okay, the first Mortal Kombat later appeared in other compilations from the Midway Arcade Treasures series extended play for the PSP and Deluxe Edition for the PC. While Stun Runner appeared in Midway Arcade Treasures 3. Speaking of MAT 3, let's head out to the third release. This compilation includes 8 racing games that were not in the 2003 or 2004 releases. Midway Arcade Treasures 1 and 2. Okay. Like the first and second installments, however, the Xbox is not compatible with the Xbox 360. Oh, fucking bullshit. This is the third time this happens. Unlike the other installments, it is rated E because there are 8 retro racing games. There are 8 retro racing games featuring San Francisco Rush the Rock 2049, Hydro Thunder, Off-Road Thunder, Race Driving, Stun Runner, Badlands, and Super Off-Road. It was released back in stores. It was released in stores back in September 26, 2005. 4 of them are released in 1989, and 4 of them were released back in the late 90s. Yeah, like I said. The 2 versions of Super Off-Road are the same, but the difference is there is a Super Off-Road track pack. Okay, so while most of the games in this collection are emulators or recreations of the arcade versions, Hydro Thunder and Rush 2049 are based on the console versions, specifically ports to the Dreamcast releases. Yeah, additionally, San Francisco Rush to Rock was reprogrammed from the ground up, while the tracks and vehicles are the same as the arcade version. The physics engine is slightly different, and the music has been replaced, save for the "What's Your Name" high score music. However, this version runs at 60 frames per second, which is faster than the arcade. Well, shit. Yeah, San Francisco Rush 2049 especially, because most of the game consoles were never provided with numeric keypads, much like some arcade racing games. Oh yeah, the controllers of the Intellivision, ColecoVision, and so on. Shit, even the Atari Jaguar has a keypad on the controller. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Atari 5200 controller. Shit. Okay, Super Off-Road and its track pack is the only game on this collection, and the entire trilogy was not developed by Williams, Atari, or Midway. It was developed and published by the Leland Corporation. Leland. For legal reasons, the image of Iron Man Ivan Stewart has been altered in the 2 Super Off-Road games. He now has sunglasses and a mustache, and both games are now known as simply Super Off-Road. The original arcade versions were known fully as Iron Man Ivan Stewart's Super Off-Road. Iron Man Speed Shop was renamed Off-Road Speed Shop, and Ivan himself, the gray AI-controlled racer, was named Lightning Kevin Liddy. Ivan's name does, however, remain intact on the high score list, IVN, in the game and game credits. Well, I'll be damned. I guess I didn't know that shit until I read the article about it. So what do I have to say about these 3 compilation games? Some games are enjoyable, like Smash TV, Total Carnage, Rampage World Tour, San Francisco Rush, Gauntlets 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat. And some of them are too hard to beat, and some of them are way too simple, yeah, like Bubbles. And some are way too long to beat, like Rampage World Tour, and rarely too hard and unworthy to beat, like Hard Driving, for example. The controls are just right at most games that we play. The music is alright, kick-ass, enjoyable, and sometimes fucking indistinct. And I can see better enhanced graphics there. I hope you can see that too. Overall, they're the best around to have some fun time at the arcades at your own houses. The best part of all that, they're all set to free play, so no quarters required. So in conclusion, I recommend not just 1, not just 2, but all 3 of the Midway Arcade Treasures games on either system that has anything to do with them, especially on the PC. Oh yeah, there's also an extended play for the PSP. If those games are released on Steam, I'd love to be notified by various users even though I don't have Steam. Oh, memories. Hell yeah. This brings people back in the early days of gaming.